Hey everyone, thanks for checking out another episode of Wonderful Garbage. I'm your host, Angela. It's a solo episode today. Julia is out and about and unable to make it on another work trip. Girl's booked and busy, but we have so much to get into. Let's just get into it. If you're new here, first time listening, thank you so much for checking out this podcast. This podcast is called Wonderful Garbage because we like to talk about things that people think are garbage, like reality TV, celebrity news, everything on Bravo, basically, pop culture stuff, just things to pass our time and get our mind off stuff. We call that Wonderful Garbage, and that's what we do here on this podcast. This episode is a pop culture recap. We will recap things that happened throughout the week, things that made us laugh, things we want to talk about. And then I do a couple Bravo TV recap episodes here and there. I put one out a couple days ago about the Real Housewives of Atlanta and last week's Summer House. I'm going to do another one after this on the Valley premiere because that was a lot. There's just some really toxic adults out there. And a couple of them have stumbled upon the Valley. So I definitely want to talk about that. And I'll talk about this week's Summer House too. So stay tuned. I'll be putting out a Bravo TV recap episode within the next day or so. But we are here to talk about what happened this week in pop culture. We have to talk about the space exploration. Because what was that? We should just get into it, actually. 11 minutes for what? For what? What was that? What are we doing? They keep saying it's for women empowerment. For young girls to be able to think that they can do this one day. Like, you're acting like you guys are the first women in space ever. I get it. It was an all-female group that took a flight out to space, but also they went to the edge of space. Like, so that's not fully in space, right? They just edged it and was like, okay, we're going to come back down. Bye. See ya. I don't get it. What are we doing? Who thought? Why? It's a slap in the face to all of us down here who are working our butts off, living paycheck to paycheck, paying off ridiculous amount of student loans, car payments, all kinds of things. And you're going, and then just like the way that they came back, like Katy Perry kissing the ground as if she was gone for months. What about those other astronauts that were literally stuck in space for 9 months? They were like, are you kidding me? Also, I said other astronauts. These ladies weren't. The celebrities weren't astronauts. Let's not say that they were. There's an interview that Clarissa Thompson, who usually does football stuff, like that's all I know her for, is like Thursday Night Football on Amazon Prime, and she does Fox Sports morning shows for football and stuff. She was the interviewer, and she was interviewing Katy Perry, and she was just like, oh my goodness, like, you're officially an astronaut. It's like, no, she's not. She's not an astronaut. It's insane. I do want to highlight the other two women who were non-celebrities who I feel like are getting overshadowed here. Amanda Nguyen, she was the first Vietnamese woman to go to space. She's a bioastronautics researcher. And Aisha Bo, she's an aerospace engineer. I love that they got to do this. I think it's so wonderful for the work that they do and the time that they have spent in their careers for this moment. And it sucks that it's getting overshadowed by 3 celebrities. I don't know. who think they just cured cancer or something. Also, I was like, wouldn't this be really funny if I talked about it for 11 minutes? And we can like time that was the whole time they were literally gone. Also, just how about you take all of that money and spend it on creating documentaries around women astronauts, women who have paved the way in aerospace engineering or STEM programs related to space exploration. And I just don't want it also to be pitting women against each other. It's like, oh, well, you didn't support this all-female crew. How dare you? You don't support women. It's like, well, how is this supporting women? I don't feel better. All of this was none for the benefit of me. Or we can go all watch, there's a documentary about Sally Ride, who was the first American woman in space back in 1983. There's a documentary on her on Disney Plus and Hulu. Go watch it. It's called Sally. Or go and watch or rewatch Hidden Figures if you haven't seen that. It's about a group of female mathematicians that helped John Glenn go into space. Fantastic movie. Okay, we do have to talk about Katy Perry for a second. I didn't realize how out of touch she actually is. Singing What a Wonderful World on the flight for the benefit of Earth. I already talked about the landing and kissing the ground thing. But she just says that she feels super connected to love, and you never know how much love you have inside of you and how much love you have to give until the day that you launch. Shut up. You didn't feel that when you became a mother? Isn't that what everyone says? You become a mom, you become a parent, and it's like the greatest love in the world. Not according to Katy Perry. This, like, trumps her child. I'm just kidding. I can't wait for her to come out with a song that's titled Connected to Love. She recommends this to people everywhere. She said 10 out of 10 experience. Everyone should do it. Also, the fact that she was like, yeah, I have an upcoming tour. Like, she is on this self-promotion thing this entire time. I have an upcoming tour. I debuted my tour set list while we were up there in space. Like, how cool is that? No one's ever done that before. Bitch, yeah. Because it's not a thing. It's not cool. I hope no one goes to her tour. That's mean to say, sure, but it's really dumb. Okay, Gayle King, we have to talk about this. She is so upset that people are criticizing their whole thing. She says that the group is trying to figure out a better way to deal with the waste issue here in America. And so what if we just toss all of our trash out into space? That's why they went up there. How are they figuring that out in their 11-minute trip? They didn't even fully go into space, right? It was only the edge. How are they freaking accomplishing this? I don't get it. She said, I wish people would do more due diligence. And then my question is, have y'all been to space? Go to space or go to Blue Origin and see what they do. And then come back and say to me that this was a terrible thing. I mean, I thought Gayle King was one of the, like, okay rich people. Like, yeah, she's friends with Oprah, and a lot of people like, can't stand Oprah. I'm indifferent, whatever. But to hear Gayle King say that, I was like, oh, you're like the rest of them. Okay, this is weird. I did see a thing on Instagram. The handle is @overheardnyc. Things that take longer than Katy Perry's trip to space. Getting from Brooklyn to Manhattan, shaving your legs, crafting the perfect passive-aggressive work email, doing your taxes, catching up on White Lotus cast drama, making a conversation with a finance guy in exchange for free drinks, blending your contour, and rewatching The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills Amsterdam Dinner from Hell. I almost feel like that last one is shorter than 11 minutes. I need to go back. I just rewatched it last week. It all happened very fast as soon as they sat down at the restaurant. But maybe we can include the aftermath of like everyone crying on the streets of Amsterdam. Then maybe it is 11 minutes. Okay, I think I went a tad bit over my 11-minute mark here. All to say it was really dumb. So, okay, speaking of White Lotus cast drama, we have to talk about the rumors swirling about Aimee Lou Wood and Walton Goggins. Messy. People be messy. Okay, so there's a blind item out there that she is telling a lot of people that they slept together. So Walton is married. Allegedly, his wife has found out, and that's why he has unfollowed Aimee on Instagram or on social media. They apparently both unfollowed each other after the finale aired, which would just be so freaking messed up. I mean, like, he's married, he has a son. You're just... Why do actors sleep together? They're the worst cheaters, the worst. Well, maybe football players or like athletes are worse because they're always gone. But I feel like actors are too because they were gone for 7 months on this for filming White Lotus. Okay, so do y'all remember Jason Isaacs did an interview and talked about how things were when filming? He said it was a cross between summer camp and Lord of the Flies, but in a gilded cage. He said that there's a lot that happens when you're filming a show and you're gone for that long and you're secluded. Like, there's like friendships build and romances and arguments and cliques form. And so sometimes it's just hard when you're all together and you're filming for so long. I'm like, well, he said romances. So is that alleging the Aimee Walton stuff that happened? And then if that did happen and everyone knew about it or was kind of whispered around, like, that could create some drama on the set for sure. And I also read it was just like really hot in Thailand. There's a lot of bugs. Or like sometimes it wasn't great to film because the climate was horrible. And it's like, okay, yeah, but you're on location in Thailand. Oh my goodness. It's crazy. It sucks. I hope that didn't happen. But it really is interesting that they unfollowed each other. He did post this really long Instagram story about them and their characters and the experience and everything. But maybe that was just like his final goodbye of it all. I don't know. Okay, I want to talk about Queen Latifah for a second. She made an appearance at Coachella this past weekend with Megan Thee Stallion, and they rapped Megan's Plan B song, and then they performed Queen Latifah's song Unity. And I think that Queen Latifah doesn't get the recognition that she deserves. Like, the people at Coachella had no idea who she was. They weren't as hyped as you should be. And same thing with Missy Elliott. I saw videos of the crowd. They don't deserve Missy Elliott or Queen Latifah. They don't understand their history and what they have done for the music industry. And like, Queen Latifah has so many awards. She has a Grammy, Emmy, Golden Globe, Screen Actors Guild, NAACP. She's the first hip-hop artist to ever get a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame back in 2006. She has a BET Lifetime Achievement Award. But the way that she started as an artist, as a rapper in the music world, and then transitioned into TV and film, and continues to book projects and movies and shows. And I know a lot of people have gone from one genre of something to another. there's so many musicians that have became actors and vice versa, and entertainers becoming actors like The Rock and stuff like that. But I feel like Queen Latifah doesn't get recognized for, one, how long she's been around, and two, everything she's done. She put out her first rap album in like 1989 and then did back-to-back albums almost. She put out like 3 more in the 1990s. She was an actor. She was in Living Single, which was huge back in the 90s, and then booked her first film right after that and just continued to grow as an actor. She had her own daytime talk show for a bit. She produces now too. She was the first rapper to perform at a halftime show back in 1998. It was a celebration of Motown halftime show. So there were different artists that were brought out there. But to know that she was the first rapper to be on a halftime show, how freaking cool is that? She's been called the Queen of Rap, the First Lady of Hip Hop. So it was just so cool to see Megan bring her out, because she's paying her respects to someone who paved the way. And I just wanted to take a little moment to recognize Queen Latifah and check out her music or her shows or her movies. There's so much you can watch her in. Ooh, we have to talk about Randall Emmett's money troubles. If you're a Vanderpump Rules fan, I know you just got real excited wherever you're listening to this. Okay, Randall Emmett, Variety calls him a low-budget action movie producer, which I really, really love. He is a producer and is working on a new film with Martin Scorsese. I don't understand why Martin Scorsese continues to work with this trash man. I don't get it. Like, is he going senile? Is this a charitable endeavor? Some, like, big brother, little brother thing? Like, does he get a tax write-off for helping this guy? Like, I don't understand why Martin Scorsese is associating himself with Randall. The Writers Guild of America is stopping Randall from hiring writers for his movie. He is on a list for not paying writers on previous projects. So if you don't pay your people who work for you, the writers that are on your projects, the Writers Guild of America, WGA, will put you on a list and say, no, writers, if you're a part of this, you cannot work with any of these people on the list, because we want to make sure you're getting paid. We're looking out for you. He's also been on that list since 2020, which is wild. So I know Randall because he was engaged to this girl, Lala, on Vanderpump Rules, and it was a very much talked about relationship because she was gloating that she met this man one night. They spent the night together. She got a Range Rover the next day, and she thought that was the coolest thing ever. She was it. She was that girl. She got cast in one of his movies. It was just, all while there were rumors that he was still married. I mean, it's messy. Things came out about him. He is allegedly like a casting couch producer. We know what that is. It's not great. It's absolutely disgusting. Him and Lala split. Their whole relationship was a lie. It was all really, really bad. And things have just gone downhill for him since, I think the New York Times had written an article about him. He had a documentary on Hulu that I absolutely did not watch because I can't. Like, we know he's trash. We can read articles. I don't need to watch a documentary about a bunch of people doing interviews on how, like, horrible this person is. Okay. Randall said he's working to resolve the issue, blah, blah, blah. He's going to pay people back. But does anyone remember his beef with 50 Cent? Lala even got in on this beef too, and I'm obsessed. Remember the money by Monday? And then Randall responding back like, I'm sorry, Fofty. Instead of 50, he misspelled it and it became a huge freaking thing. 50 Cent had made fun of Lala for getting cast in a movie with Randall, like right after they met. 50 Cent and Randall used to work together on the show Power. Randall was one of the producers on it, and Randall had borrowed money. He got a loan from 50 Cent, and he hadn't paid it back in full, but was out there doing all kinds of other things. And 50 Cent was like, you need to give me my money. Like, you need to pay me now. Money by Monday. Him and Lala had gotten into it online. And then Randall being like, I'm having health problems. This is hurting me. Blah, blah, blah. Remember, he took a picture being hooked up to, like, all the EKG things. The I'm sorry, Fofty. I mean, just what a great time that was. I loved 50 Cent having social media drama with a Bravo reality person. It really makes me freaking laugh. Okay, just one thing about Southern Charm. Taylor Ann Green is leaving. Yay, yay, yay. Makes total sense. Good for her, good for us. I wish her well. There was no reason for her to continue on the show. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Let's get into this Time Most Influential People article, magazine. It's a magazine. Magazine that came out with a bunch of articles about the 100 most influential people. What a list. What a list. It's like, oh, I can point out like the people who paid someone to be on this list or made a charitable donation to something that the Time supports. Because some of those people, why? Why and how? So Time chooses people who are transforming the world. And it's really interesting that none of the space exploration people were on this. This would have been a perfect time. Like, they knew that this was happening. They've been planning this for months. It would have been a perfect time to include them in this magazine, and it's really interesting that they weren't. So Ed Sheeran's on the list, Scarlett Johansson, Kristen Bell, Daniel Day Kim, Adam Scott, Nikki Glaser, Snoop Dogg, Kristen Wiig, Hozier, Demi Moore, Jalen Hurts, beauty powerhouse, Bobby Brown, Serena Williams, Simone Biles. Those are the people that I was really, really excited to see on the list. And then Blake Lively is on this list, along with some others that you're like, what? It's hard to view her as someone who is influential in a positive way at this moment. I don't think she's doing things for the good of the group, right? For the good of the country, the good of the planet. Like, what has she done specifically? I guess she has influenced people to learn how to read court filings because, wow, the amount of people that were posting TikTok videos that I am so incredibly grateful for, reading every filing, every article that was coming out, dissecting hundreds of pages of court documents. I guess Blake influenced people to do that, but not much else. I did take a look at the article that was written about her. The person who wrote the excerpt was saying, like, I don't know Blake Lively, the actress. I know Blake Lively, the philanthropist. And one time she donated $2 million to this charity that I was proud of her to support. And it's like, okay. Maybe they continue to donate money. I don't know. The article didn't mention that. They just mentioned one donation back in 2020 that they made. Yeah. It doesn't make any sense. I don't know why Blake is on there. Maybe Ryan bought Time magazine. I have no idea. Okay, Love Island news. There's a new show coming out. The working title right now is called Beyond the Villa. There have been rumblings that there was a potential spinoff or something coming. A bunch of them all went to Coachella, hung out. So it's going to be the PPG girlies, Janae, Leah, Serena, plus Kenny and Miguel, no Cordell. He teased that he's going to be a part of a scripted series. Everyone thought, like, before he said scripted, they were like maybe traitors. But Serena and him did, I think, like some Snapchat stories, and some wonderful creator posted it on Instagram. I think it was Bravo Bree posted it. I love her content. And Serena said, no, Cordell's in his acting bag. He has an acting gig coming up, a part of a show. So I can't wait to see Cordell act. That's going to be so cool. Okay, and then it's going to be Olivia, Kaylor, Kendall, Aaron, because we need some drama, and Connor. So 10 bombshells are going to be beyond the villa. And it's supposed to come out this summer, which means we're going to have 2 different Love Island shows going on. I hope they stagger them. I can't watch 2 of those at a time unless it's spread out. Because Love Island, I mean, we're getting a couple episodes a week, and that's a lot. You throw another show on top of that, I'm going to cry. But I'm so excited. I hope it's just a fun friend show. I don't want our couples to break up or be tempted with anything, right? And I don't think it's going to be. I think they're all pretty secure in their relationships. But of course, we want to see drama on the show, where I think we're going to get that from Kaylor and Aaron. We'll see. Okay, last thing, we have to talk about it. We have something to celebrate. Fyre Festival 2 has been postponed. Maybe celebrate's not the right word, but like a duh moment. Maybe we'll just say that. Let's have a duh moment. Fyre Festival 2 has been postponed because, yeah, it was not happening in the first place. But if you've listened to previous podcast episodes, yeah, it wasn't going to happen. People who bought tickets, which I'm like, who? Who bought a ticket? I need to know, just one person out there. If you know one person who bought a Fyre Festival 2 ticket, please contact me. I have so many questions. But they apparently got a message that says, this event has been postponed and a new date will be announced. We have issued you a refund. Once the new date is announced at that time, you can repurchase it if it works for your schedule. I mean, it's been postponed already before, and they changed the location of where it was going to happen, even though both of the city's governments were like, we don't know what's happening. None of the major music companies that represent musicians, like Universal or Sony, had been contacted to have any big acts perform. They also did merch. I need to know if the merch has gone on sale. But Fyre Festival 2 is happening. It's here. There was merch all over the Instagram. I don't know. It's just a mess, and I love it. I love it. Billy, stop trying. You went to prison over the first one you tried to do for fraud. Maybe it's time to hang up your coat and literally do anything else. Anything else. You could be a consultant on how to not do things. You're like, learn from my mistakes and I will help you be successful. That doesn't sound legit. You could totally scam people in that too. Oh, we love failure. I'm just kidding. That's all I have today. Oh my goodness, I went through that so quickly. Alrighty. Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Wonderful Garbage. It goes by faster when I don't have anyone else to talk to. But I really hope you liked it. Thank you so much for listening. Please make sure you have followed, liked, subscribed wherever you are listening to this, and then are checking us out on social media and Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Bluesky. All the handles are in the episode that you're listening to right now. If you scroll down wherever you're listening, I'll have all the handles there. So check that out. All right, y'all. Have a beautiful day. Until next time.